Hello, friends. Welcome to Squared Plans, where creative planning and organization comes to life. I'm Stephanie, and today we're going to be setting up my faith planner for the month of March. We'll be decorating my monthly and weekly pages in a fun spring theme, so come plan with me. And I got some washi tape here ready to go, along with some PET tape, these brush tip markers, some die cut PET stickers, and these Happy Planner sticker books, which I'll pull from. And let's go ahead and start by laying down some wax paper onto a weekly spread. And we'll get started on the spread themes. I only decorate that top left box on my weeklies, so we'll just use this one spread to decorate all 4 weeks that are in March. I got these rain cloud stickers from Journal Say a little while ago, and I'm excited to use them here just for some kind of rainy day vibes. Just thinking spring, March, and then also I wanted to use some rainbow colors just to tie into the biblical reference. So we'll see how this all turns out, but that was the idea for the theme of the month. And I also thought I was going to use these box stickers that I've already pre-cut one of them to test it out and see how I like that as part of my weekly spreads. We'll see if that works out, but that's what I have in mind. I'm going to be using that PET tape roll for the rainbows. That roll also has clouds, but I decided that I wanted to use these much larger clouds here and then just kind of add a bit of color and life to them with the rainbows on that PET tape. I did pull a Happy Planner sticker book that I've had for a while that's called, I think, Rainbow Dreams, and thought I might pull the rainbows in from there, but I tended to really like the pastel tones of the rainbows from the PET tape a little bit more. So I think I'm going to just stick with those, make those work. I've also laid in some washi tape. That is a set of washi tapes that I got from Amazon and decided to just pick out 4 main colors from there to tie in with the rainbow theme and layer those up as a kind of semi-rainbow, adding more color to the spread. Did change my mind on those box stickers that I was going to use and decided to use these rainbow quotes that are in the very old Happy Planner Faith sticker book. I'm only seeing 3 that I have left over though that are individual quotes. So I'm looking through this Faith Warrior accessory book I have, seeing if I can find another quote that will fit the bill in a similar style. Also went back into that Rainbow Dreams sticker book, see if there was anything in there that kind of fit the bill as well. But I think this is all that I've got to choose from as far as those rainbow quotes. So see if we can make it work. I know I have at least 3 that are good, and sometimes I move things around in the sticker book and then just lay it down wherever. So I was hoping somewhere I would find a 4th one that was unique, but I really didn't find one. So I did have another encourage one another quote that I think I can just use again here on the last spread and call it a day, since I really didn't have anything else that I thought worked as well. I'm also going to be cutting up these rainbows again. There was only 2 styles of rainbows. I'm cutting off the little clouds at the bottom so that they can kind of seamlessly fit with the large cloud stickers and look like they're, basically part of that sticker alone. But I just take a little finagling to trim around those little clouds. And then on one version of the rainbow, there is quite a bit of like pink cloudness, which you'll see. I actually ended up leaving that in on one of the weeklies, but I tried to cut it out of one of the weeks at which you just saw me do. And I think that looks pretty good. Gonna quickly lay in the washi tape strips now, just all at once, make it go a little bit faster, more efficient. And then I'll do the same here with those rainbows on the other 2 weeks. Figuring out how I want these to look. And like I said, I think I'm going to keep the pink cloud in the background on this one to see how I like it. Also save me a little time trying to clean things out. It looks pretty good. It's a little bit different though. And we'll drop in this last one here. I am trying to create a little bit of variety between each of the clusters. They don't look exactly the same from week to week, but have a lot of the similar elements and styling, so you can tell they're all related. And that's looking really good. So let's go ahead and start to get these down onto the paper itself. Just take off my wax paper and drop some stuff in. I'll go ahead and trim off one side here and just have that be a flat edge up to the center of the box there, or the center of the page. I'll also white out the this week area just to give myself a little bit more headroom here to fit that cloud and rainbow in above the quotes. And then we'll trim things off. And that was a quick one, so we'll go ahead and do that again a couple more times. I was really hoping I had a quote somewhere in my stash about, the ark or rainbows. Noah's Ark is what I mean. And just so that it would all kind of tie in with the biblical aspect of rainbows. But I couldn't find anything. And I totally missed an opportunity last month. I have a whole set of love stickers from the Bible that I didn't end up using in February, which is, pretty much the unofficial month of love. Yeah, that was a bit of a miss on that, but I still like how last month's design came out. Just should have probably used all those love quotes then. It's a little bit less, timely, I guess, when you use it in other times of the year. And I think I've gotten all of the weeklies in, so let's move on to the monthly spread. And I'll get that set up real quick. I think I'm just going to go ahead and start with these 4 empty boxes at the bottom and do that layered up washi down here. I thought about doing it all the way across the bottom, which I guess I could have done that. Now that I think about it, I probably should have done that and just kind of set it down all the way to the bottom of the page. But at the time, I was just thinking that I didn't want to cover much functional area. So I left it in the empty boxes. But I did feel like I needed a little something more for this spread when I was done with it. You guys can kind of look and see, but maybe that would have been a way to really fill out the spread a little bit more by adding those washi tape strips all the way across the 2 pages. I'm going to go ahead and try to lay in some clouds at the top, as you can see. I'm not real sure exactly how yet, just trying to get a good balance and also reserving that functional space. I'm going to push these clouds up pretty high so I know I have at least half a box minimum to work in the verses that I'll be reading each day. That's what I use this spread for right now primarily, is just tracking the verses that I read from my Bible in a Year plan. And that's been it this year. In years past, I've been able to use this spread for an application as well, so kind of like a little takeaway from my reading. But I don't think that this spread is necessarily big enough for me to do that in the half letter size. was doing that in the Classic, and it was pretty tight in the Classic, but I couldn't make it work. But the half letter size, I just feel like it's a little bit too cramped unless I'm writing tiny, and that's never fun. So just stick with verse tracking in here for now. I'm gonna go ahead and lay in a few more of those rainbows from the PET tape. Already trimmed one out and put it up there in the corner. And I also found this square, it says Shine Bright, which I kind of liked. I also had found, when I was looking for stickers for the spread, in one of the faith books, I want to say maybe the Praise something from the Happy Planner, there was some yellow Amen stickers that look like little suns, kind of. That would have been a really good thing to probably pull in here. But I just didn't want to pull out another sticker book just for one sticker, so I decided to leave it as is. But if you guys are building this out for yourselves, and you don't have to add a bunch of links in your video description so people can find what you're looking for, definitely check your faith books. And like I said, I know that there is an Amen sticker with a circle and yellow with like almost like a star, not a starburst, a sunburst within it, which would be perfect for a spread like this as like the sun coming out. So as I was talking, I went ahead and decided on a clear sticker with that rainbow quote, says pray more, worry less. Moved that Shine Bright off and decided to do a little bit of a larger sticker there in the sidebar because I didn't really have anything else to fill the space, and decided on that instead. And I'll reserve that Shine Bright for the next and final spread we're going to do. So, okay, we're going to go ahead and start laying things in. I went ahead and just whited out the full name of the month so it wouldn't be like partially showing through behind these PET stickers. And I am trying to match up this sliver of a sticker to help that rainbow look nice and rounded. I don't know what it was with this cutting of this specific sticker type, but it split right on the edge of the top of the rainbow for some reason when I would pull it off the roll. So I had to do a little bit of surgery to make that sticker look whole. Went ahead and whited out the dividing lines between those boxes, and then I am also dropping in here the washi tape, and I'm just going to trim it to the edges of the boxes so it's kind of contained within that space. I'll also drop in that quote, and now we'll try to work in these clouds. I'm going to try to eliminate some of the covering of clear sticker from this section here so that I have, like I said, at least a half a day to work with as far as writing things in. So I trimmed out that one cloud sticker with the rain coming down and dropped that in. And now I'll go ahead and put in the other corners sticker and trim it out as well. Any larger pieces I'm trying to preserve for use later or even right away if I can fit it in. And I knew I had a little bit of a trimming that I thought I could pull in here for a bit of added decor and just to flesh out those clouds up here. I am going to add a bit of color with the brush tip markers that I pulled, but I only have 4 colors and we technically go into 5th week there. I went ahead and just repeated the blue at the bottom to simplify my life, but we'll do 1 color per week for the rest of the weeks in a rainbow colorway. And I'm picking up the PET stickers where I need to in order to get that color underneath. And I think that looks good, but you can kind of see where I'm at, that the sidebar looks a little bit sparse right now. I may end up penning in a quote, maybe that quote that I couldn't find from the Bible about rainbows, and I'll pull that in sometime before the month begins so that it all kind of ties together and makes that spread look whole, I think. Okay, so we are on to the overview spread. All of the pages you see here in this video are from my shop. I have a Printables Etsy shop if you're interested. I will have everything along with stickers and things that I'm using linked down below in the video description. And that's an like always scenario on my videos. I try to include anything that I'm using in case you want to find something in particular for yourself. So just know that my video descriptions almost always have links to items from the video. And here I am setting up a nice cloudy sky across these two pages. I have quite a bit of empty space here at the top, which is nice. So I can make it very full and decorative. Also pulling in a lot of those larger scraps that I didn't get to use on the monthly here. So we'll pull those in, just kind of flip them upside down, and they work out pretty well, I think. And then we'll also add 2 more rainbows here. Already laid in one in the upper right corner, and we will use another one here on the upper left. I did really feel like the rainbows needed to be on the top of the clouds, so I had to be very strategic as far as where I was putting those rainbows on each page so that they made sense and didn't look like they were misplaced, like being underneath the cloud or something. I think it would have looked weird. So I was somewhat limited as far as where I could put those rainbows. Laying in some of the washi tape again here. Just add a couple of strips with that layered up. And I will sneak in this square that says Shine Bright here at the top. I think that yellow is a nice pop of color against the clouds, so I think that'll look really good. And I also brought in a couple more quotes from the Faith Warrior Accessory book so that it would all kind of tie together. The color scheme in that book is still kind of rainbow colors, but a little bit different than the Faith sticker book I used before. Whenever I'm mixing and matching things that aren't an exact match, I do try to keep like with like so that one spread looks cohesive even if it's not exactly the same, if that makes sense. It's just something I like to do so that there's no oddities with color variation or shapes and sizes if I can help it. And this sky is looking really good. I really like the vibes here. Definitely has all the spring feels. And just again had to do some surgery on that other rainbow here in the corner. We'll drop in this other washi tape strip down at the bottom. And that last quote there. Lots of trimming, so I'll go ahead and get the trimming done now. I don't think there's anything too large at this point that needs saving, so we'll just trim these off and throw away the excess. Separate out the pages and trim off the rest of that washi tape. Last but not least, I'll add in some more color with these highlighters. I will try to add in color where I can throughout the month as well. So I'll start with this and then just see where it takes me. I do need to punch through the holes that are being covered by the stickers, so I'll get this set up real quick and punch it with my Happy Planner punch. And once I'm done with that, you guys, we will be done, friends. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up down below. Also, too, go ahead and leave me a comment if you'd like to get in touch. And think about subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, if you'd like to see more of my videos. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And we'll see you next time. Bye.